Alright, it's showing we're live, so that's good. Mic check.
That's all I can. Okay. Hopefully fixed. Potentially fixed.
I mean, you sound okay through. Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure you're not echoing through my mic. I'm just turning it down.
No, you should be fine. Just as long as you're not trying to go in and out of Discord or anything, then you should be okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. All that.
We are finally good to go. "18 races have led up to all of this commotion that has happened throughout the past week and a half. And now, what seems like not too long ago, we're back at Road America, this time on the East Route configuration. For round 1 of the XRS playoffs, race 1 of 4 for this one big round. Hello everyone, I'm Fan2403. This week I am joined alongside AKDJ2006. Not sure if he's actually here at the moment. He was getting a couple of audio and technical issues out of the way.
Guess who's back? Back again.
There's AK. Yes, AK is back. Qualifying just wrapped up. The stream is delayed slightly. We wanted to get up sooner before to qualifying,
Not my fault.
we're unable to because we were having difficulties on the Twitch side of things, which is why we were unable to get the stream up. And now it's up, and AK, you have been gone forever.
It's been a little bit.
It's been a little bit.
Listen. There's a reasonable excuse for this. It's not my fault.
That is true. It is very much it's not your fault. So a lot of content AK has of course missed, but hey, starting tonight, getting back into the full swing.
When it matters most.
When it matters most, yeah. So it should be interesting, should be exciting, should be fun tonight. Starting tonight though, for a new concept here for the playoffs. Broadcast will be done a little bit differently. Obviously tonight, not the greatest of starts, being it up late, but we will be interviewing more than just the top 3 after the race. Right now, actually, we're going to interview 2 playoff drivers. So let's get 2 playoff drivers in here. Let's get Off-Road Hype.
I would say MVP, but I'm sure we'll talk to him later, so it's okay.
We'll probably talk to him later. And we'll get JW Reno in here. Now, they do have a little bit to accept or decline the interview.
Do.
I'm making sure here. I will send him one more invite just in case, because I know Xbox invites have been all over the place. There, we do have off-road. And we do have Reno.
One and two.
I was about to invite him again, but nope, okay.
Busy not paying attention.
Is that your strategy for today?
No.
Probably, honestly. I mean, I tend to not pay attention and do well, so, you know, why not?
Alright, well, make sure you guys' audio is fully connected here.
I
Oh,
think
it
I
is.
started that
It
perfectly.
is. I'm going over the interwaves, the internet waves, whatever they're called right now. I am currently,
Have you
as I
dialed it
stand
up?
on this stream, a micro celebrity.
Okay.
What?
Now, reason why we brought in these two drivers for a few reasons here. So we have Off-Road Hype and JW Reno for pre-race playoff driver interview here. So I guess we'll start with Off-Road, because you didn't realize you were a playoff driver until just a handful of days ago when it was announced that Tython had, unfortunately, his problems with his Xbox console, and he had to forfeit his playoff position. So now, Off-Road, you're in a similar position as where you were last season, except just a little bit of a different scenario. So, do you feel a little bit of deja vu on being put in almost the same position twice, or how do you just gonna take about this opportunity for you tonight?
Well, it's amazing that I get it twice. I heard about Tython, and I'm like, there's no way he's backing out. He's definitely going for it. And then, like, off-road, Tython's not racing, like, just in disbelief completely, immediately at that time. Like, I feel like I didn't earn this place at all. Like, I would have been surprised if I got in. But I'm gonna give it hell tonight.
Yeah, and well, good luck to you for here. It's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, hopefully, on this. So, it will be interesting to see how you being in this wild card position will help you in this playoff fight. Of course, you being at a slight disadvantage of you not being able to use any of your playoff points, and now every other playoff driver gets that 10-point boost. So it'll be an uphill battle, but it'll be well worth it if you're able to get yourself in there at the end. So good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and now Reno brought you in here for two reasons.
Oh.
One, brought you in here for one, you were also another driver affected from the change tonight. One main reason being is you were the 9th wildcard spot. Now you're in the top 8. So you're able to get that 10-point playoff boost on top of the playoff points that you had earned in the season. So now, do you feel like you can have a little bit more wiggle room, not being at that much of a disadvantage for tonight?
Oh yeah, of course. I was pretty fast in practice too, which was promising. I slipped up a couple of times in qualifying, but that's gonna happen. But yeah, I think I've got a lot of wiggle room. You know, if tonight is the mistake race, then so be it. But I think I shouldn't have to worry about it tonight.
All right, and now getting into the second reason of why I brought you in here tonight. You're technically the sponsor for tonight. Tonight's race is sponsored. It's the XRS 145, presented by the, correct me if I'm saying this wrong, the Reinhardt Wiffle Ball Club. Is that correct?
Oh, you got it. You got it.
All right. So, Reinhardt Wiffle Ball Club. So, well, you're the sponsor for tonight. How about you tell us a little bit about your Wiffle Ball Club?
Well, it's a little group that
It's a
my
wiffle ball
brother
club.
and yes, it's a group that myself, my brother, and a very close friend of ours decided to start. We've run a couple of leagues, and we're hoping to get a little more exposure on that Instagram page. Maybe get a few extra viewers on that on the live streams. You know, we've got the rules posted in the Instagram bio if you ever want to figure out how we play. But right now, tomorrow we've actually got the playoffs, so looking forward to that. I'm hoping that my
Wiffle ball
team is able
playoffs.
to win. Yes, the wiffle ball playoffs, man. Um, I'm hoping my team. We were the 2 seed, so I'm hoping we make something happen.
Yeah, and hopefully
Wiffle ball tree.
everything gets going well for you there. So now I see why you wanted to kind of start off this event, because, well, it's playoffs starting for both XRS and your Wiffle Ball Club. So good luck to you on both aspects of that, and we're glad to have you on board for this race.
Why, thank you for allowing me the opportunity.
All right, so that will conclude pre-race interviews, as they will now head back to the party that they need to be in for communications, mainly so then they can talk with the race directors, Cart and Coulter, also them being the owners. There, we do have the order of qualifying there. Vanquish, we knew he would probably get the pole, and he did.
I mean, are we shocked at this point?
Vanquish
Does
running
this shock anyone?
a 58.907. That does secure him the pole. But let's go over the rest of the grid order here. MVP in second, Kart Racer in third, D-Dog in fourth, Off-Road Hype in fifth, JW Reno sixth, Oracle seventh, RZX Cam in eighth, JDMX Coulter in ninth, and Goosey rounding off the top 10 for qualifying. Rest of the field, Ray's Peasant in 12th, AUG Edwards in 13th, Smokey in 14th, FM in 15th, Marvel in 16th, Girl Next Door in 17th, Alpha Jaden in 18th, Sly the Uberman in 19th, Panthers in 20th, and Subsonic in 21st. We believe the last 3 on the grid order, though, is shuffled around a little bit because they all ran dirty laps. They were unable to run a clean lap. So that would actually put Sly the Uberman in last position. That would put him in the last position since he ran the fastest clean lap. So, quite a big field for tonight, and if I sounded a little surprised when I read the name Alpha Jade, I'm a little am. It has been forever since he has competed in XRS, so on top of him, a handful of new faces tonight. Obviously, another new face in there tonight, Sly the Uberman. Girl Next Door coming back after a few races. I see Back in Black in the lobby. Panthers, he's a guy who hasn't been around XRS in a long time. So, a lot of drivers to make up practically a full field, right? 22? Yeah, because it's 24 in the lobby, so we'll have 22 drivers tonight. It's a packed house.
Yeah, that's why I showed up.
That's why. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey. Pump the hay
What?
brakes, okay?
There you see the launch cooldown commencing. And there is the final look at the grid order there. There you see the last bit of cars were inverted around, and Back in Black joined in late. So we have our 22 drivers set for tonight's field for round 1 of the playoffs. AK, you haven't been here in a while, but let me tell you, this playoff fight has been crazy. It's been insane what people have done to try and get themselves in prime positions, but that's something that me and you have seen in the past. We competed in the XRS field. We saw drivers doing what it took to get themselves in. What do you think we're going to see anything different tonight?
No, especially with the track we're on, where this straight that they're on, the front straight, is extremely narrow, and a lot of this track is fairly narrow unless you come on the corners. With a full field, I feel it's definitely going to be some fun racing tonight. That's for sure.
Definitely should be some fun, exciting racing. A lot of fast guys up front and a lot of playoff drivers up front. By the way, how you can tell who's in the playoffs, who's not in the playoffs, they're all signified by the red playoff XRS banner, and also they have a red front splitter. So The car has those two characteristics. Those are the playoff drivers in the field tonight. And as you can see, practically the top 7 are all playoff drivers. The first oddball out being 8th in RZX Cam. So
You ruined it.
So a lot of the playoff guys starting up front. And it looks like for tonight's race, AK at Road America, it's going to be typically a 2-stop race. It looks like it might be a 2-stop race for tonight, so is there going to be any Vegas strat of what we might see, or...
There's always a Vegas strat.
There always will be.
There always will be. Especially in a field like this where we got 24, somebody's going to do it. Or 22, I guess.
Now, I can guarantee you, it's this section right here, entering into turn 3, where drivers are not going to know, and not going to be able to handle when that turn is coming up and how fast that turn actually comes up. So, it should be very fun and exciting. Vanquish and MVP, leading the front row, though. Round 1 of the XRS playoffs at Road America. Green flag waves! Round 1 of the playoffs.
Oh, Reno almost got turned right off the bat. Into turn 1. Let's see if anyone misses their braking. Yep, a little bit. Contact.
Overall, looking like they hold through for now. Vanquish MVP holding up for the first 2 positions. Everybody lining up single file, riding along with Off-Road in the 5th position.
Oh, some cars sideways in the back, but they saved it.
Riding back
Actually
along
pretty
to 10th. Fairly clean here, but we'll see into this section right here. Looking like everybody's holding out good so far. Because the one thing for this XRS package for tonight is, well, we've been running the same package for the short road courses, as we've been calling them this season, or the mini ovals, however you might want to see them. They have upgraded brakes in the package for tonight. So that especially helps at a track like this.
Yeah,
especially 2 long straightaways, heavy braking zones, so having those upgraded brakes can really determine how you're going to be able to run the fastest line.
Yeah, especially with these extremely tight corners. The first corner isn't that tight, but the second, the third, and the fourth are definitely extremely tight. For XRS standards, obviously we're used to more homestead or some sort of long carousel corners rather than these very sharp, almost 90-degree corners.
Yep, and right here, riding along with Panda, turn 3. Goosey dive-bobbing down to the inside as Reno goes off a little bit in the short chute between 3 and 4. He's able to recover there. Contact made with Goosey. He gets a little squirrely, but he's able to save it. Yep. So, we'll just ride along with a lap with Panda here, just to show you the differences in each corner. Because the only one very long straightaway is right here, the front stretch. You have a wide sweeping turn 1 with runoff that you are allowed to use.
Yeah,
Dive down here in
that will
turn 2.
cause some diversity in lines. You might see some people use that runoff, or you might see some people just stick with the corner. And you don't really.
Reno round! Culture tagged with them, both of them. On the back straightaway, does anybody hit him? And it looks like no other drivers did make contact with them. Reno was already loose. He made some small contact.
Caution out.
Oh yeah, Reno have strong difficulties here trying to maneuver his way around. His car is very much damaged.
Playoff drivers affected early.
But I'm sure, coming from the perspective of some, you want to make your mistakes early.
Yeah, you definitely want to make your mistakes a lot earlier, so that when people are making them later, you can capitalize on them. And we're only 5 laps into it, so you have definitely more than enough time to get back up here, up to the front.
Yep, so first caution coming out here. Came out on lap 4. Now they're pacing under the 5th lap. Reno looked like he got very loose. He got into the grass, and then when he tried to correct it, Culture was there.
Well, I don't think anyone's gonna pit this time, besides obviously Culture and Reno potentially.
Mm-hmm.
You're only 5 laps in. If you come in, you're not really gaining much. It's on a super big track where 5 laps may take up 20% of your fuel. Most drivers are probably only taking up maybe 10. Probably like the 10 to 15 range. So I don't expect many people to come in, if any. We'll see. All right, the leader.
Vanquish MVP.
Okay, never mind. You know what? I want to redact that last statement. Everyone is coming. I swear they just listen to me and just want to do what I exactly don't say they're gonna do.
So, Cart, D-Dog, Oracle, Off-Road, amongst the drivers who have stayed out under this first caution. Raised Peasant and others as well.
Yeah, so
really a good split.
A fairly good split, especially if you look at the playoff drivers. I think, what, 3, 4 stayed out, maybe? Yeah, 4 between Off-Road, Oracle, D-Dog, and Cart. So, pretty much dead even between playoff drivers. A little more went in overall between the field who pit and field who didn't pit, but pretty much a 50-50.
Yeah, pretty much a 50-50 split amongst the field, so... Here in the backstretch, looks like they will be doubling up here for the restart.
And the restarts are where we're going to see a lot of incidents, I feel, right off the bat. Because of, like I said before, these very narrow roads. You can see they're barely able to fit 2 wide. So we'll see some people try and probably force it 3 wide, especially near the end of this race. And of course, there's the long straight that comes into some slow corners. So we're definitely going to see maybe people struggle on the restarts, just because of how narrow and how narrow the track is and how narrow the corners.
And it can get to a packed house here. If we go all the way back, just a handful of rows to the 4th row, we're going to ride on with FM for this restart. And you see just how compact this track actually is. Not much room for error here. And he has a lot of field behind him on who can make a move. But it's Kart Racer and D-Dog leading the field to the restart. Green flag.
Oh, the outside lane got checked up. They're 3 wide already. Or they were
just for a moment here, entering turn 1. Couple lockups.
Almost around. They collected though.
Yep, able to get it collected here.
Oh, that doesn't work.
Oh! Subsonic into the grass. Along with others, 3 others also making contact with each other. Alpha Jaden looking like he got collected up in that.
It all started when Subsonic forced 3 wide on
Goosey
the inside.
So we'll see. Back in black all the way back to 22nd. And looks like he might have damage.
Yeah, Subsonic.
FM, Girl Next Door, Marvel, a lot of other drivers sending all the way to the back. And obviously, unfortunately, no yellow will be called for that, as per the caution interval rule.
Yeah, Subsonic tried to be a little too aggressive and tried to send it 3 wide on the inside late into turn number 3, and that's what just chained that all off. And cars trying to get out of their way, obviously contacted each other and spun a couple other cars around the process.
Right along here with the pole sitter, Vanquish, making his way around Raised Peasant right now for the 7th position.
Yeah, he's somebody who fell back off the... Well, not fell back, but he's fell back off the pit. And he's slowly working his way and picking off people to get back through the field as he's going to look to try and pass off-road.
Yep, forced off-road a little bit wide there off for 4. And he's able to get the drive off. That really has to be an important factor for this race. With there only being 4 corners, and with there only being 4 corners on this track and 2 very long straightaways, it has to be just who can get the power down coming off the corner, right? That has to be a major factor.
You also don't want to get the power down too early because you risk spinning those tires. And if you spin those tires, you're going to wreck your entire run off the corner. So it's a very give and take on those corners to try and get the best run off. So those who will be fast on these straightaways, faster, even if it's only 5 miles an hour faster than the rest of the field, those who will be fast and quick and will make their way through the field will be the guys who can sort of have that perfect power down, right? Not too much where they're spinning the tires, but not too late where they're not just getting the power down.
Yeah, because some drivers can wait until they're able to have their car set and ready just to be able to, you know what, I have my car straight and settled. I'm not angled to the straightaway or anything, so there's less chance of my tires spinning. Doesn't necessarily mean you can put the power down yet.
Yeah, and especially with how heavy these cars are and how much horsepower they have, it doesn't always mean just because your car is straight doesn't mean you can put down that power, right? Because just going immediately on full power, your tires aren't going to be able to grip up like you want them to. So you sort of need to ease on to that power, and those that find that out and can master that the quickest will be the ones that will place well here.
As we see right here, a battle for fourth.
Into the gravel pit in turn number 4, dropping down to 8, maybe going to 9.
We saw there briefly a battle between D-Dog and MVP. They were side by side for around half a lap, but D-Dog needed to give in turn 3 and 4. Now MVP getting up to the back bumper of Oracle, and he's going to contest for that second position.
Just seen a huge different alliance between how Oracle's taking turn number 2 and how MVP's taking turn number 2. Oracle goes for a very shallow arc, while MVP goes for a much wider arc. They both have their strengths. Obviously, Oracle's faster into the corner, but MVP's faster
Somebody's off track in 1 and 2. It's JW Reno.
You know, obviously not having at least the start to this race that he wanted with that now.
Yeah, not having a good start.
Started in the, I believe he started just outside of the top 5, but he's, since the first incident, he's fallen back to 18.
And now it looks like Subsonic, first car to go 1 lap down, as Kart Racer was able to pass him. And now getting run up on by Oracle and MVP, and that, now that's really going to cause here Vanquish taking advantage. Subsonic, he kind of held up. Oh, MVP, contact. Big wave with him. Beating and banging. He's not going to give up this spot. MVP with the advantage in this turn, though.
Oh, but he didn't do it.
Crossover. He gets in the bumper. No, Vanquish did a crossover, gave the bumper, played it perfectly. Whoa, they're both loose off the board.
Can you tell these two really want it?
Vanquish looks like he will run away with the spot unless MVP challenges in 1. Whoa, yeah.
Vanquish and MVP will be able to try and capitalize on that, which looks like they will, at least a little bit. Vanquish is going to now challenge Oracle. Going to pick the outside.
Yeah, but he'll have the inside for this corner into 3.
Yeah, he will, and that's sort of what he wants. Oracle will give him more than enough space.
Meanwhile, with these guys side by side, MVP is going to try and follow suit.
Oracle ground. Oracle gives him the
And-
shot back.
Vanquish is clear. Now MVP clear of Oracle. Oracle respond, trying to get in here into turn one.
See, they have to line up pretty good.
That
Does.
play's just going to follow suit. Yeah, runs a little bit wider than both of them.
But yet again, some people, that's their lane, is they like to run that wide because they can carry their speed just a little bit more than others, but it doesn't quite change much because obviously they have to break about 200 meters later, but just some people's preferred line, right? Some people can feel they can control their cars better than cutting it in so much like that.
But now it's Kart Racer the leader right now. He's led pretty much since the restart. And now Vanquish has made his way back up to him. We will see how long Kart can hold on here for the lead. We do expect Vanquish to easily take over the spot, considering how fast he's been all season long.
I don't know. I think Kart might want to keep it for at least a little bit. So if he doesn't make a giant gap or a giant opening, I think Kart might try and contest him a little bit.
He
for
goes
it.
wide a little bit, and now Vanquish with the inside in two. Oh, but he's going to try a crossover! Gets into him ever so slightly, but they both hang on to it.
Yeah, Kart just created just a little bit too much of an opening there. But like I said, he fought back for it. So that's what I think if Kart didn't make that window, I think he would have gave Vanquish a much harder time to get that spot.
Yep, and into three, Vanquish could have ran it a little bit smoother there, but now MVP trying to get around Kart Racer for second.
Again, I don't think Kart will make it very easy for anyone to pass him. Obviously, now that we're in the playoffs, it really does mean every point counts. So obviously, Kart's not going to want to give up many points, even this early in the race.
Yep. And hello, Tython. Tython has joined us in the chat. MVP getting underneath Kart. He's blocking him down this straight.
Yeah, no, and the Kart is going to put up a huge battle for pretty much every position.
Because even though Kart Racer now getting moved up to third in the points, there still is quite a bit of separation between him and Vanquish. Vanquish at 2,044 points, while Kart Racer is at 2,018. So, a lot of points to be made up here.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's a little bit over 20 points that he needs to make up practically.
Yeah, but while these two are battling, they're giving Vanquish a fairly sizable lead in a fairly quick amount of time.
See you running back through the field here. Let's go to 5th and 6th, where D-Dog and Off-Road contesting with each other here. Both playoff drivers.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is another thing, is that these playoff drivers won't want, especially other playoff drivers, to pass them. So you're going to see some probably fairly aggressive blocking and some fairly aggressive moves, like a couple door bangs, just trying to nudge people loose against two playoff drivers, because yet again, every point really matters now, especially with Indianapolis being that cutoff for our top four. You're going to want as many points as you can get. These two are two cars that I know D-Dog is on the line of cut, but he's tied for that line. And obviously, Off-Road's looking on the outside in. So these are two guys that are going to really, really want points, because they are not safe in no means.
Yeah, Off-Road being 14 points below the cutoff line.
Sorry, I seen Subsonic get off the road for everyone. I thought that was a car that had gone off the road.
Okay. Now here, Off-Road, him being 14 points below the cutoff line. Yeah, that's a lot of points to be making up, and the driver that he needs to be beating to gain as many points as he can is D-Dog, since he's that fourth driver in, and he sees him right in front of him. 1 point here, 1 point there, a handful of points here. That can lead up over time.
Yeah, that's really all it takes is, and Off-Road knows that, so he's going to be definitely hard pressing D-Dog to try and get a spot, because even if it's only one spot ahead of him, that one spot could mean a point or two, which over time adds up if he can be consistently in front of D-Dog and consistently in front of the people ahead of him, right? Off-Road has more to gain because he's in the last playoff spot. He has more drivers that he can be ahead of that will give him more points. D-Dog has only four drivers that he can gain points on, but he has five drivers that he can lose points in.
And looking at here, in terms of drivers that Off-Road is ahead right now, he is ahead of Reno, who is at the 5th spot. He is ahead of Panda and Culture. So 3 out of the 4, or 3 out of the 5 drivers who are ahead of Off-Road that he needs to worry about, he's already beating 3 of them as of right now. So if he can keep up this pace, get back up maybe into running inside the top 5, he can gain a lot of points quickly that way.
Yeah, but as for D-Dog, I think everyone ahead of him is in front of him. So he's not really gaining anything. He's not really gaining anything besides securing himself against the lower drivers, right? But he still wants to gain against the drivers ahead of him. Off-Road is in 9th in the playoffs. Anyone he passes in the playoffs, he's gaining.
Yeah. So caution out of the speedway. Not sure what brought out this yellow. We were unable to catch on stream.
I'm also not seeing anyone pit, so.
Well, maybe because, well, last time we saw the field split in half, and we have drivers who came in, drivers who didn't come in. So now I might see a little bit of those guys who didn't pit last time go in, and yes, we do. We do see a lot of those guys who didn't pit last time go in.
UC is parked, so he will be forfeiting positions. He was, I believe, 16th or 15th at the time.
And here, as of right now, with all the lead lap cars who are gathered up, we have 4 drivers grouped up at the front. Vanquish, MVP, Cam, and Panda.
Which means one playoff driver is either a little bit back, which I think it might be Reno, or...
Well, Reno and Culture, they were both really far behind in the field because of that lap 4 incident that really set him back. And then Reno, we saw getting into another incident. We saw on the map that he got caught in another incident, but didn't quite see what caused that to happen.
Yeah. So far, everyone up here did pit. I was wondering if anyone skipped both these pitting opportunities or not, but at least the playoff drivers who are up here have not. Trying to see who's on what strategy, and it seems like right now there's only 2 strategies. Either you were part of the group that pit immediately, or you were part of the group that just pit now. So it seems to be, at least for now, that there are only 2 strategies on field, at least as far as I can see.
And Goosey's still parked outside the track in turn 3. We'll see. We'll right along with Vanquish here. Maybe we'll see him pulled off. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, there he is. He's right alongside those tire barriers in turn 3.
Here's how they'll do this time when they go green, because we are officially just under a third of the way through the race, so I think we might see things starting to get ramped up a little bit.
That's right along with some of those guys who initially stayed out, but now they have the fresh tires and fuel. That's right along with Oracle all the way back in 7th. Green flag back out. Back in Black didn't get going.
Neither did Alpha Jaden in the back with 12. So almost 2 packs already forming.
Yeah, practically right off the bat in the start. Back in Black locks up a little bit. He runs wide.
The almost
Couple
immediate
cars
2
flipping
packs
grass.
might have actually helped the field get through that corner a lot cleaner than I thought they would. Into the first
And
two.
looks like Goosey is back running on track. He got away. So there will be no hazard on the track here while these guys are going to be running through in turn 3. Cam really clipping the grass almost twice there in the short shoot. 3 and 4.
Really nice cut. Oh, back. They're gonna try and send it. They almost tried to send it.
Oh!
wide.
AUG Edwards around. Race Peasant, Alpha Jaden, others.
That forming.
Oh! FM Esports Subsonic also getting collected as well. The track is blocked on the front stretch.
Yeah, we might see a yellow because that is definitely close
We
to half
might.
the field.
Every driver from 14th on back was affected from that wreck. And even then, Ray's, Smokey, those were 2 drivers that we saw in frame. They
I've
might
seen
have
that,
damage from this.
I seen that forming off 4 when I seen 4 cars try to almost send it 4.
Yeah,
and send it 3 wide.
yeah, I saw that as well off the 4, so we were going back to them, and as that happened, cars went around. But we're gonna see if a yellow will be called for this.
There's about what 5 playoff
Nope.
drivers who are going to cross the line all in a big group. So they were
So yeah.
hitting each
Vanquish,
other
he doesn't slow down, so it looks like a yellow was not called necessarily there. And now we have a big cluster of drivers here all the way around the 5th position.
Yeah, from 4th to about 8th are all playoff drivers. Now 9th are all playoff drivers. So a lot of playoff drivers did make it through. I think it was only Reno that might have gotten caught out of the playoff drivers. But there's gonna be a lot of hazards because a lot of cars are damaged.
Yeah, a lot of cars are damaged moving around the track right now. Girl Next Door, they just passed by. Looked like Subsonic, they just passed by as well. And they nearly hit them. So I'm surprised with a lot of hazards. AUG Edwards off track ahead of them. So I'm surprised with all the hazards on the speedway that no yellow was called there.
Yeah, usually the rule is over half are involved in a crash. The caution interval is usually ignored. So that's why both me and you were sort of projecting the caution to come out.
Oh, spinning ahead. Nope, he is. Off-road and D-Dog.
Reno actually did make it through, sorry.
Yeah,
Reno might have been the last
Reno-
car to make it through.
He made it through. So off-road D-Dog, they get around. Losing positions here.
Yeah, I think Reno might have been the last car to make it through that big incident.
And he
but I
does
thought
have
was-
damage. Yeah, off-road does have damage. 100% on the driveline.
So that might be your caution.
Might be. We'll see here.
I think we're just barely
Whether
outside of the caution interval.
We'll see as Vanquish gets to the line here. No caution.
Nope. We must be just inside by maybe a lap or 2.
Unfortunate scenarios. Lead themselves here, but still surprised on that ruling there. There were a lot of hazards on track. That was a lot of cars involved.
It was definitely
So-
over the field. You said it from what, 14th on back. That's just
It was
like
around,
2 cars
yeah, it was,
over.
yeah, it was around 14th on back that you see got affected as Subsonic off track again. So it was around 14th on back, and really we saw cars 12th, 13th, like Ray's Peasant and that K2 Chevrolet. I saw him, like he was almost collected in it. So, very surprising.
Oh, Oracle's off track. T-Dog's gonna try and capitalize as Boosie goes around just ahead of him. And
Whoa,
that
Cam!
was Cam,
No,
sorry.
that's Cam, yeah.
They were on a similar paint tonight, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, of course.
Well, the
No.
playoff drivers who are running around them get through.
I'm sorry, it was Alpha Jaden.
Yeah,
that I was
there,
thinking of.
there are cars all scattered around this speedway.
Yeah, after the big crash, some cars who actually still had a lot of power in their car actually made it around, but were just slowed up by that, and the others who didn't have power just had to just slowly get there. So it spread out this field. Besides for the couple playoff drivers that are around each other for a bit, it's pretty much diced up this field a huge ton.
Oracle Kart Racer, they're close together for third and fourth position here. First and second have a little gap between each other. Fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, all grouped up. Ninth, and then 10th. But past 10th place, that's where all the cars get jumbled up. There's a big gap between 10th and 11th. Massive gap between 11th and 12th. Quite a gap between 13th and 14th. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, all scattered throughout the field here. Oracle goes wide. Kart Racer to the inside.
Oh,
Another
Panda.
driver off track.
Panda missed the tire wall in turn 1 by about 3 inches. He clipped some tires and might have just barely clipped the wall, but he came very close to hitting that.
Doesn't look like it lost him much momentum, though. He's still holding off Coulter right now for the 6th spot.
Yeah, Coulter did gain a ton of ground, but yeah, he is holding him off, at least for the time being.
Locks up a little bit in 3. As long as he's able to keep the momentum up in his car, he should be able to be okay here. Yep, he does keep it good. He gets the runoff for 4.
Yeah, and
Really good running from Panda tonight.
yeah, and sometimes it's the difference of line because you're seeing a lot of different lines through the corner. Like turn 4, Panda and Coulter ran very different wides. Panda had came in very high, had a fairly low entry. Well, Oracle had a low entry, but came out very high. So it's a lot of different lines we're seeing through the corners, and none really works well over the other, unless of course you're going super wide off the track. But these lines seem to be pretty much even throughout the track.
Yeah, it's almost like, I feel like for the concept of the short road courses that drivers are running subsonic off.
Panda off track, Coulter capitalizes.
He definitely capitalizes there. It might have been subsonic being right there that could have affected him getting into 3.
I don't know if it was or wasn't. It didn't look like it affected his line too much if it did.
Well, it definitely affected Coulter's line being right there.
It very well could have been, but I mean, it seemed like he's ran his usual line through there, coming in high, swooping, and low. It definitely could have been, but I mean, there's only one person who knows that answer, and that's Panda, of course.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see here.
Oh,
As Panda, he's fighting back. Yeah, he's fighting back with Coulter. Coulter a little wide in 3.
Very wide.
Panda goes through. Panda goes through. Cam clipping in that grass again in between 3 and 4.
He's just giving the gardener some just an easy job for tomorrow. Just nice trims along the track.
There is a driver off on the front stretch, and that's Subsonic. Yeah, Subsonic, he's actually parked right in front of the access road to pit road.
Yeah, Subsonic is, I think he's trying to find a place to just park it.
He has 100% damage on everything.
Oh.
Steering, engine, clutch, transmission, and driveline. And it looks like he's so damaged that he can't get up the hill. He doesn't have enough speed. No, seriously, we're viewing his car right now. His rear tires are smoking because he's trying to get power down.
Yeah, he's definitely
This
trying
has
to
set
get
him.
up there.
This has set him back 7 laps down now for Subsonic.
I don't think they'll throw the caution either, just because of how many laps he's
Well,
down
we
and
will
where
see.
he is.
Well, we will see here because if he's unable to get going, that still is a hazard on the track. I mean, he's right next to the pit road entrance.
Yeah, Panthers
Oh,
is going to be a
Panthers.
good guy.
Yep,
He's gonna help
Panthers
him out.
gonna give him a push.
I don't know if this was a scheduled stop for Panthers or if he's just going to give him a help.
Yep. So Panthers gonna give a boost to Subsonic to get him to pit road, and now he is. So now that hazard has been cleared off the track. Because, I mean, with a damaged car being right in the position that he was, if he was unable to get going, then that would have brought out a yellow.
Yeah. And I don't know if I mean, obviously good move by Panthers isn't just good morality, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good move race-wise, because if he stays there, even if you're low on fuel, call it out and maybe get a caution and then come in. But I don't know.
Now let's see, Panthers and Subsonic forming back in line just behind Reno. So Reno, Cam, Culture, all these guys. Still relatively near each other, and Panda, he's pulling away. Panda is sort of pulling away from Culture here in that 6th spot.
Yeah, obviously
Yeah,
this seems to be a track that Panda sort of has grasped, but it seems to be doing well here, at least for the time being. He might be one of the people that have actually figured out this track, so we'll see. As more people figure it out, we'll see if he can keep up his speed or not.
Yeah, we'll see. And then this is very much a better position that Panda is used to running in. Panda, he has an average finish of around 9th position. So he's just inside the top 10 in terms of his driving performance this season. But here being up a few positions up, that should help him points-wise. Because
Yeah,
the better
definitely.
he runs for himself, it's gonna give him more confidence going into the next race.
Yeah, definitely. And he's ahead of a couple of people, a couple of playoff drivers who are ahead of him in the standings. Also, that's going to help him out a lot. I think he's ahead of 3 that are just ahead of him.
Yeah, so now it did look like he made a small lockup mistake, so that's going to put Culture back in the fight between him and Panda. And Reno, he's trying to get around Cam.
Oh, Panda's going
Panda
to
to pit road.
along with Cam. So we're starting to see the pit stops. Green flag pit stops are starting to go through for the people who pit on the very beginning of the first caution on lap 4. So we'll start to see those guys come in.
Another driver off track in 4. That's Subsonic again. And Subsonic to pit road again for damage.
Yeah, obviously not having the showing he's wanting today as we reach just over the halfway mark in the race. UC's gone
Just
in now.
passing Vanquish. Yeah. So now a lot of green flag pit stops. MVP follows suit. We'll see if Oracle goes in or not. He's just rounding turn 4 now. Nope, he stays out. So does Kart Racer. So now Oracle will retake the lead.
Yeah. Somebody we haven't talked about much, and who's running his first race here is Sly. He's up into 3rd off pit stops.
Yep, off of this pit cycle.
And he actually has
Yeah,
a fair amount of fuel at 50% still, so he actually might be able to at least keep it for a couple laps.
Yeah, we'll see here. Good showing for him, and he has quite a big gap to Culture, who is in that 4th position. Him and Reno battling for 4th right now.
looking to get just around some lap traffic. So he doesn't get held up here.
Oh, culture wide, when he tried to get around Marvel. And now Reno takes away the 4th spot. From a small hiccup from Marvel there. And that allows Reno to go through.
And this is going to be something that is actually a very big challenge for these drivers is lap cars, because like we've said, this track is so narrow that you can barely force it too wide. So if you're, say, battling someone like Culture was for your position, and then you have a lap card come up, now it's when can I pass this lap car, or is this lap car going to hold me up because I can't pass him because I'm battling side by side with someone?
Well, yeah, very narrow positioning to start with, but also what really ramped this up by a lot here is, well, that big wreck that happened on the front stretch, and no caution being called for that. With that big wreck happening, that really spread out the field, where we haven't had an incident on track since.
It really spread out the field, and it put a lot of people lap down because a lot of people had to go into the pits. You're pretty much almost guaranteed to go at least a half a lap down when you go into pit here, because it's a fairly long pit lane for a fairly short track. So you're going to lose at least probably a half a lap to 2/3 of a lap when you pit. So it's another thing that you have to think about, because it's such a strategic thing to pit because of how long and how short this track is. So it's putting a lot of cars a lap down, which is causing a lot of lap traffic, and it's a very narrow track. So it's adding an extra step of difficulty to this track.
Culture, and it looks like Ray's making their way to pit road now. Yeah, a majority of the field, I believe, is a lap down.
Which majority of the field was involved in that wreck, so that pretty much checks out.
Yeah, because we have first 4 having quite a big gap separating each other, and the next 4 going all the way back to Cam. That's a 46-second gap. I think only the first 12 cars are on the lead lap, Alpha Jadian being the first car 1 lap down.
Yeah, which also checks out.
Even then, Rays in 12th just got passed by Oracle, so now that makes it to where 12th on back is 1 lap down.
Which pretty much checks out. We had about, like you said, about 14th on back, or about 14 cars, sorry, be involved in that wreck, and about 14 cars are a lap down. So, yeah, it's making sense, and you're sort of seeing the fault of there not being a caution thrown is now the first place, second place, third place, even 4th or 5th place are starting to experience lap cars while battling for position, and you're starting to see some positions getting changed over that.
We'll see. One driver that for sure we're going to look out for as he makes his way back up to the top 5, that being Vanquish. Vanquish, obviously, we know he's the fastest driver, but now with a couple pit windows closing here and there, we're going to see a couple of the leaders probably go in the next handful of laps. So, I mean, that might put him back up to first, but he also needs to deal with all this lap traffic that he's needing to get around, as now he contests JW Reno for that 4th position. And looks like he will get around at the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, the current leader has about 32% left in his fuel, so it will be a little bit before he has to pit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with the guys who just pit, we might be able to see some of my favorite strategies go
Reno
on.
off a little bit.
We might be able to see some of my favorite strategies go on later in this race because of it.
I'm assuming you mean the Vegas strat.
What else could I possibly mean? Especially with the first couple of guys that went in. With there only being 20 laps left, it's like you said, about a 2-stop race. So if you pitted a little early, if you were say pit on the 4th lap and then were one of the first people to pit, you might be running that strat right now.
Whoa, 1 car off in turn 3.
D-Dog. So
D-Dog, yes. Whoa! He nearly got together with Oracle. as he was getting back up to speed here.
Yeah, pretty much everyone in the top three who didn't pit are about 30% or less. Fly having the best by only about 2% at 29 now.
Now, you want to see something interesting here. If I would like to everyone watching the stream here, view your attention here to the track map that is currently up. We have Vanquish highlighted in 4th, and then the white dot with the 1 on it. Yes, that is Oracle, the leader. And look how many drivers, or look how many cars are in between Vanquish and Oracle. And Vanquish only has 3 cars ahead of him to pass for position if you include Oracle.
10 cars ahead of him.
A lot of cars. There's 10 cars?
Car around, it's FM. Turn 3 and 4.
Whoa, yes, FM. As they were just passing by him. It looked like he got tangled with another driver. Couldn't quite tell who it was.
Yeah, he might have come out in front of another driver. Can't quite tell.
Girl next door was slow getting away from there. Might have been them. Can't quite tell. Yeah, still no caution. And Oracle, he's enjoying this lead right now. Hart, Sly still in 3rd. Vanquish starting to make his way through the bulk of cars. And because as you stated, there were 10 physical cars in between Vanquish and Oracle, but Vanquish only needs to pass 3 of them to get to the lead.
Yeah.
Gets around Marvel.
And again, it all stems from that, from the big wreck that happened without the caution, is why we have 10 cars between 4th place and 1st place.
I believe Smokey Eunuch is off in turn 1.
Yeah, that was Smokey Eunuch off in turn 1. He's parked it. He was running, I think, 11th.
I see the brake rotors were glowing red hot in his car, so he might have attempted to brake here. Maybe a potential controller disconnect?
I don't know. But he is off.
He is off at the... He's in the sand trap, the gravel trap in turn 1. So he isn't in anyone's way in the position that he is in.
Vanquish has caught up to Sly now. And there is a lap for cars both in front and behind them.
And they'll ride along with here, trying to get around Ray's Peasant. That's going to affect Sly.
Oh.
And was the caution just called?
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
Because it looked like, yeah. Caution is out, and is this for Smokey?
I don't quite know. Maybe
Not quite sure.
is, and maybe it was a troller.
There is a driver in pit road, and that's Subsonic. Again.
But we've seen Subsonic in pit road.
Yeah, so...
So I
okay,
really
so now we see a lot of drivers getting their lap back. But there was still a good chunk of drivers who were 2 laps down. People like Off-Road, Alpha Jaden, D-Dot, Back in Black, Edwards, Goosey. They're all getting their laps back slowly. Yeah, because we have the last handful of guys multiple laps down.
If I had to assume, I would say this caution's for Smokey, or maybe damaged battery change. I don't know.
I have no clue here, because now obviously Smokey is clear of the field.
And
now pit road open.
Vanquish goes in. That's
interesting.
Vanquish Reno go in. It's a weird move. I think he had enough, but obviously I could do it.
Cam in.
Vegas.
Panda's in.
I think all the playoff drivers are going in to top up just to make sure that they can make it to the end and don't run a Vegas strat.
Culture's the first one to stay out. Or in terms of the drivers who were there, MVP actually, sorry, being the first one to stay out.
Culture
MVP,
has
Culture.
72% fuel. It's like, I think it'll be close. But I think
he might be good. He might be good to the end here, where he's at on fuel.
Vegas.
So now MVP will lead the field. Culture, second. Then Oracle will be third. Kart Racer fourth. Slide a fifth. Vanquish back to sixth.
Oh, no,
Reno in
that's
seventh.
That's definitely a Vegas. 68% left in MVP. 67 now.
Cam back to 8th, Panda to 9th, Race Panda to 10th. That rounds off the top 10. We have Alpha Jaden just outside the top 10 in 11th. D-Dog in 12th, currently on pit road.
Hasn't MVP used the Vegas strat like multiple times now?
Yes. He is very...
And how many of those times
Yeah.
has it worked?
Go with once, twice. I don't know.
I think that might be a little generous.
Might be generous, yes.
He used that at...
We know his notorious fail at Le Mans.
Daytona. Where else has he used it?
Yeah.
Oh, what was that one road course?
Didn't
help
he
me
use
out
it
here.
at Sonoma?
Was it Sonoma I'm thinking about?
Well,
No, it wasn't Sonoma.
if he used it at Sonoma, he won that race. So
It was I don't. It was Sonoma he used it, and that was one win. There was another road course he used it on that he went out a few on the last lap and lost it, or like 2 laps or something. Was it Maple? No, it wasn't Maple. I wasn't there for Maple. What was it?
that I'm not quite sure. Was it Brands Hatch? Indy Circuit?
Maybe? I don't know. There's definitely another one.
You were there for that race. I wasn't at Brands Hatch.
It's at least 5, and it's worked once. So
And
1 for 5.
Hackenbach was off the track on the front straightaway.
I don't know. He used it at some road course. It didn't work there either. So 1 for 5. Sounds like pretty good odds to me. A 20% chance? That's pretty good. Oh. At least he's not the only one this time, potentially. Culture's trying it too. By the way, MVP is saving a lot.
Oh yes.
He has not gone from 67 in a full lap. He is realizing that he is on the Vegas strat and he is saving. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's on the Vegas strat until proven otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
As for Culture,
So the front two we know will probably be a little bit tighter on the fuel compared to the rest of the field, especially drivers that just pitted. We'll see if they get back going to green here. 2 drivers still haven't caught back up with the field.
biscuit for the biscuit.
But it definitely does look like with the way they're all stacking up, they will go green.
Inside lane did not get going.
Yeah, Culture didn't really get the jump that he wanted.
This might cause the field to stack up a little bit.
We're gonna see here, turn 1.
Oh!
Culture slamming in there. Another driver as well through the middle. Culture around from turn 1.
Panda sent it in there. I don't know how he didn't take another driver out. Never mind.
Nope.
He's not around. Oh, okay, never mind. Maybe not. And he decided to go around. Oh, that went well.
So now Culture, that set him back to 2nd on the restart, all the way back to 13th now.
Yeah, no,
Not
that
a good start to him.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not the restart he was wanting or looking.
Whoa!
Oh, Alpha Culture is way off. Oh, Panthers.
Oh!
Front stretch.
Multiple incidents happening on this lap.
Rays collected. They tried to go 3 wide and slide, but that
So
didn't work.
that's multiple incidents happening on the first lap after the restart. Meanwhile, for the front,
Can you tell us
MVP,
less than 20 to go?
kart racer, MVP, kart racer, Vanquish.
Kurt is defending that spot with everything he has.
Meanwhile, he's going to try and go maybe against MVP here for that lead spot. So it's a three-way battle for the lead heading into this
He's gonna
sharp
do it.
turn 3.
He's gonna
Kart racer inside.
Oracle's coming into frame now.
Side by side between the front two
banging.
on the front stretch. Meanwhile, Vanquish, he got a good run. Will he take it 3?
He
Now
hasn't
he's
worked
just
this
pushing.
far.
Right now, he's just pushing Kart. He might push Kart faster than he wants to go into turn 1.
We'll see. Yep.
Goes a little wide.
Oh.
MVP inside. Whoa, nearly getting together with Vanquish. Now Oracle trying to get to the inside of Vanquish, not getting there. Vanquish now to the inside of MVP, then getting together a little bit.
I think we're
MVP.
muscled MVP out of the way.
Now he falls back to 4th. Oracle to 3rd, Vanquish to 2nd.
Oracle said,
Kart
"Don't
racer
count
the
me out
leader."
yet." I'm still here. I'm still a thing.
Oracle, he took a look to the inside on Vanquish. And Vanquish very quickly here trying to regather his momentum. Because now it's a one-on-one fight between him and Kart.
You know Kart's going to literally block anything that Vanquish will throw. So, this could be
Yeah.
very interesting.
But then will he force a mistake from himself trying to be so aggressive? He was able to get the power down from 1 by going wide. If he had tried to stay inside that curbing from the runoff, Vanquish would have definitely had the run on him. With a sharper turn 2, not much runoff there. Vanquish on the bumper.
Kart's going to mirror drive him.
He might wreck himself from mirror driving, but we'll see. Vanquish, he might take a look. Nope. Going to sweep out wide into turn 3. That seems like to be the faster line that people have been taking entering turn 3. All the way wide. And kind of sweep in that corner rather than pinching the inside.
Really, Vanquish got the better run.
Vanquish again, looking on the bumper. We'll see. Vanquish doesn't duck inside.
I think Vanquish is going to muscle him. I think Vanquish is going to muscle him into 2.
We'll see. They both go wide in 1. Whoa!
Muscle him into 3.
We'll see. Because here's the thing. Turn 1 and turn 2 are actually pretty similar turns to each other, but the only factor in turn 1, you don't have that sweeping runoff that you can take at the exit. So you actually need to take that corner a lot sharper than you must realize.
Oh!
Whoa! Kart nearly hit the wall entering turn 3.
Oh!
Why does he can't in the grass?
All the spots.
A mistake from Kart sets him back to now he's needing to hold off Oracle for 3rd.
Now it's going to be a battle for 3rd and 2nd potentially.
Well, if Kart's able to get up to MVP, that'll be interesting here. But MVP, you know he's trying his best to try and get up to Vanquish because with lap traffic, let's pull up that track map again. There's not much lap traffic in front of Vanquish, but he might need to deal with a handful of cars. Because you never know, another incident might happen that sets him back.
Yeah.
As of right now, there's one lap traffic car that MVP sees that Vanquish needs to get around, so hoping that maybe that can set him back a little bit. And we'll try, let's see who that lap car is. That is Coulter. Yeah, Coulter after getting shuffled all the way back.
Yeah, obviously Culture's now just hoping for a caution
come out so he can get back
Mhm.
into it.
Whoa, he runs wide and one.
Yeah, I think Culture's just letting everybody go by. He does not want to be the cause of the caution, because if he is the cause of the caution, he can't gain any position. Oh, MVP with a great run,
Whoa.
though.
Yeah, let's go back up to him.
I wonder if Vanquish is sort of enticing just a little bit.
Well, MVP to the lead now. And we're going to be approaching here on 10 laps to go shortly. This could get good if MVP's able to hold out. There,
Yeah.
Vanquish is getting a lot better runs off the corners, it seems like. But a block!
That was
Whoa!
a risky block. But it
That
worked.
could have sent them both into the wall.
That could have been a very, very risky block and a very bad block, but it worked. Traffic again.
This time looks like that's subsonic, so he should be able just to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And he does.
Looks like what he's doing. Almost took out Vanquish going back in line, but definitely did get out of the way. Whoa! Right into the back of Vanquish.
Well, for now, all is good.
Oh, it's right with World.
And now we'll see as we approach the 10 lap to go mark.
Here's where
MVP
people
Vanquish.
might be getting a little more time to go. We might see MVP's block become the normal for the next 10 laps.
Maybe, as a lot of drivers just trying to hold on to their positions here. Kart Racer, Oracle, Slide Uberman behind MVP and Vanquish for the top 5. Cam, Off-Road, Reno, D-Dog, and Alpha Jaden rounding out the top 10.
35% left in MVP. Vanquish.
It'll be interesting to see if he has enough.
Yeah. Vanquish
Whoa,
did the boring
little
strat.
squirrel.
Yes.
There he
Yes,
goes, blocking
Oh.
again. That's gonna send MVP. Whoa, hard collision MVP into the tire wall at the entrance of pit road wall. We knew he was gonna do it. We knew he had to block.
Ah, worked once. Didn't quite work twice.
Couldn't quite work that second time. So now caution comes out again.
MVP knows third time's the charm for a reason, right? Well, there goes the Vegas strat.
Yeah, there that goes.
Man, Vanquish, you not let me have one thing. One thing. Everyone's on a boring strat. Oh yeah, Culture got wrecked early, so he's definitely off the strat.
Yeah.
No fun.
So now this puts Oracle right behind the Vanquish. As I believe he did get a round cart. Now, I'll put Oracle to second, Cart to third, Slide to fourth, Cam to fifth, Off-Road to sixth, Reno to seventh, D-Dog to eighth, Alpha Jaden to ninth, and Panda to the 10th position. MVP, that sets him all the way back to now 13th. Culture, he is off track.
I love watching them fake here as if people don't have time.
Was it Culture off track? Who is off track? I can't quite tell.
Uh-huh.
It is MVP.
Ah.
MVP is off track and damaged. Fully. full damage, 100% all around.
I have a feeling that a controller has died because he's running into the wall.
Yeah, he's in the wall.
Don't quote me, but if I had to take a guess, I'd say a controller is dead because he is dead on into the wall.
Might be.
And Vanquish is going to join us.
He's
That
gonna
way.
give
That
him
way.
a push.
That way. That way.
No.
Screw it.
Nope, it gives up. That's some good
And
stuff right there.
record.
That's good. Yeah, that's great stuff right there.
Clip it. Save it. Post it.
So while MVP was off the track, Vanquish, he decided, I'm gonna try and help you. But,
And then give up.
so
Too much
what's
work.
even more difficult about where he is in comparison to where Subsonic was earlier in the race is that he is all the way off track at the exit of turn 2. Subsonic was just stuck because he didn't have enough power to get his car up the hill to the entrance of pit road.
MVP is just kind of
He's
a
still
little stupid.
turn 2. It'll be
Uh-oh.
uh
I think I know what
still
happened.
well it still shows his car dot is there. His car reticle's there.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know what happened.
But we'll see whether okay, so we both had the Forza logo pop up. Usually that means the driver lagged out, but it was only for a brief moment, so maybe not. Yeah, no, everyone's still in the race.
Oh, okay, well, you're a little ahead of me. Okay.
Yeah, no, everyone's still
Oh, yeah,
in the
wait,
race.
no, there's only 22 cars. I'm stupid. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, we'll cut you some slack, okay? You've been gone for a while. So now this is going to be interesting what they're going to do with MVP, because he's still stuck. He's still stuck at the exit of 2. My guess is they might need to throw the red flag and have, like, 2 drivers go out there to try and help him.
Who isn't vanquished?
Who isn't Vanquish.
Now what I want
Maybe
is
have
I want them to keep him there and somebody to wreck, and then somebody just to slide into frame. That would be hilarious to me. Never mind. His car like went back a lot, and then it did this. I thought maybe. I had hope. And then it was crushed.
Yeah, we'll go back to MVP. He's still stuck.
MVP doesn't really know where he is after that wreck. He may have a concussion. He doesn't really know where he is.
This is very interesting what's going to actually happen here. Is his car, like, stuck in first?
Do we need to send MVP to the hospital? Did it not only break him, his car, but also break him?
We don't know what's going on here. MVP, and they're doubled up at the front of the field.
Alright, somebody wreck into him.
They're doubled up at the front of the field. Not quite sure if they're gonna still trying to resolve an issue for MVP here.
Nope.
Let's see. Let's go. We're gonna go all the way back to 10th in the field
Green flag.
as green flag comes back out. Cam couldn't get going this time. Going to create some separation here at the back. A lockup from Jaden. Goosey trying the dive bomb. Panda trying to sneak his way through. Getting around Reno side by side. With now Alpha Jade, another car. Multiples around. Off-road hype around. Cam, he got loose in front of him. More cars spinning at the exit of 2.
Alright, we're good.
Off-road hype was spun around. A lot of drivers got tangled in with him. Meanwhile, Oracle vanquished the top two right now.
It's gone wide.
And now it is not close at all between the top two. Now a gap is formed around half second, separating Vanquish and Oracle. You can only assume that Vanquish is going to just put the power down and try to get out of Dodge here.
Well, with 5 to go, that's probably a smart decision.
And it's a probable decision. Well, MVP is still off.
MVP still doesn't know where he is.
And now a driver who capitalized on that start started just inside the top 10. That's Panda. He's trying to hold off his position for 6 right now, but he's fighting with Reno.
Well,
See,
he
a
gave
little
it
bit of a
up.
shallower corner. Reno goes wide. Now Panda through in turn 4. He blocks Reno this time.
Reno.
Oh, he gets
We've
more
been
of a
here
power
before.
down though. Oh no, we're good now.
Okay.
Panda, he might have missed a shift there. He either might have missed the
Oh!
Whoa!
Wait, what?
That was subsonic?
Caution? Caution. Caution? Caution, yeah. Caution. Well, it's
Yeah,
not.
caution.
It's not for MVP because MVP is
It's
still
not for
sitting right there.
Yeah, MVP's still sitting there. So right there, whoa. Caution was called, but for sure, if that was a race lap, then that subsonic being out there when Reno tried to get out to avoid hitting him, Panda needed to brake check. So luckily caution came out. And that might have been what caused that. We do see Girl Next Door in pit road. Whether that could be related to this or not.
All right.
We still have no clue what's happening with MVP.
MVP doesn't really know where he is right now. He thinks he's winning the race.
Well, I don't believe.
Listen, just let him believe what he wants to believe, okay? I think that giant hit messed up something.
Well, we will still hold up. Am I missing something? I'm gonna check the Discord, see if he said anything. Nope, MVP texted, I'm a little stuck. Can someone help me? Wait, so MVP is actively stuck in that wall?
It doesn't look like he's
He's-
stuck.
Apparently he's actually there. He's trying to get out of that wall, but he's stuck. It doesn't look like he's stuck in the wall though.
I mean, maybe it's like. Okay,
this-
hear me out. Hear me out.
Is
You
this
know
a
that-
very big Forza out of bounds glitch? Because he is way off track.
Whoa, hear me out. Hear me out. What if he's just like stuck in the wall, and that's why he keeps going back up to the wall? But he's actually in reverse. It's like slingshotting him back into the wall.
Maybe. I mean, he's asking Subsonic for assistance because, well, Subsonic is the most laps down.
Oh, here he comes to the rescue.
Oh, here comes
Yeah.
Subsonic!
Yeah. Oh God, not again.
Oh, don't get stuck too. No. Don't get... I don't even know if you can create enough momentum unless you damage your car where MVP's at.
You can create enough momentum. Watch me.
This is very interesting here.
If you go from the corner of turn 2, like the corner of the corner, and you just run into him, right? We red flag it, you go back.
Well, with
I don't know.
he is trying to help the two Lucas oil paint schemes that Kyle
Team
Busch
Lucas Oil.
trying to help.
I think we might be
Whoa.
going here. I think we might
Yep,
be gone.
and now subsonic ditches MVP. MVP is very.
I'm good. I'm curious how he
I've
got
never
there.
seen this.
I'm just curious
I've
how he
never
got
seen
there.
this. This will be interesting to see. Meanwhile, all the way up the front, Vanquish leads front row, green flag back out.
Hey, Oracle got it right this time.
Vanquish, Oracle through, single file into turn 1. Edwards runs wide. Kart Racer and others, all trying to avoid each other. And through 2.
Oh, slide off-roader.
Off-road is clear.
Yeah, they hit each other a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean they almost spawned each other.
Now off-road to the inside of Culture. Gets through, now trying to get around back at Black.
Off-road's just run through people. He's trying to get his way up in the field.
Now he's good there, and then we see maybe right here teammates. No, teammates. Culture is pushing off-road.
He almost turned off-road now.
Almost turned them, but they're just trying to get back up, trying to get them both in the top 10. A lockup in front of them in 1 looked like Panthers went wide.
And to salvage top 10. 2 to go.
We're going to see what happens here. Getting physical right now between Reno and Alpha Jaden. Getting stuck in contact made with each other.
Said every point counts.
Every point counts, and Reno, he's going to actively fight for this spot. Meanwhile, this could set up Panda in a better position to maybe get around both of them, because he's right on the bumper of Reno. Reno backs off. Now he's to the inside. Well, it all gets sorted out.
White flag.
1 lap to go. Brought to you by the Reinhardt Wiffle Ball Club for this race. Vanquish through turn 1. Very clear, very clean. Oracle second, D-Dog third. With RZX Cam in 4th. Nobody really near each other to make a dive bomb. Kart Racers rounding up the top 5.
Just about killed him and Panda with a late block that looked exactly like MVP's.
Through 3 and 4. In the short street, Vanquish goes. Now exiting the final corner. Vanquish is going to start off strong here for the start of the playoffs. He will win round 1. And he celebrates by hitting the wall.
Shocker. And second place joins the queue. And MVP? Your thoughts on
And cars getting all into each other. They're just celebrating. These are now AI controlling the cars. That puts Off-Road Hype. He was able to sneak in. He got to 10th. Goosey to 9th. Panda to 8th. Reno to 7th. Alpha Jaden to 6th in his return to XRS. Kart Racer, RZX Cam, D-Dog, Oracle, and obviously Vanquish the winner, rounding up your top 5.
MVP, your thoughts on this race?
Yes, very much true. Fandom in the track, in the chat, sorry. RIP MVP. So let's get out here. We're going to be spectating. No, we're going to invite
No,
the
you're going to
top 3
spectate
guys.
MVP until the race.
We might we might just do that.
I know that's
But
what
we'll
I'm
get the
doing.
top 3 in here. And we might just need to invite MVP just because of that.
Yep, we're inviting him too.
So we'll invite
The
Vanquish here.
I forgot that he upped the race timer to like 2 minutes, so MVP's stuck there for 2 minutes.
He's stuck. He is very much stuck.
I love that. I'm gonna go back and spectate him.
I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on the top three. It was Vanquish, Oracle. Who was third?
Oh.
That's not a good answer.
We'll know in 18 seconds.
Vanquish, Oracle, D-Dog?
Maybe?
D-Dog? Roundup? I believe he did. Because now it's showing the event results.
All I know is Vanquish and Oracle.
Because I watched them both hit the wall. Yes, D-Dog.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I completely blanked out on the top three when I was setting out invites. Because of the whole MVP situation.
And then we need MVP in here too. I'm just curious how MVP even hit that wall. It's a good, like, 20 meters off track.
That is very interesting, yeah. So, we're gonna invite the top three. Then we're also inviting 2 more playoff drivers.
And then
MVP.
Wait,
MVP. No. MVP is one of them.
Yeah,
Yes,
MVP.
no. It'll be MVP and Cart that we will be inviting.
I mean, can you blame us? Really?
Well, at least you can say you made it into the commentary booth this week. It may not have been for what you wanted, but you're at least in here. That's better than most.
Let's see, we're gonna wait. Drivers to get in here. No.
No. Hey, who made you the commentator? Who made you the commentator?
Gets one race in the booth.
Settle.
Gets one race in the booth, and this guy thinks he owns
One
it now.
race does not give you clearance over me, okay? No, we're gonna stop right here.
Yeah, I'm the big guy here.
AK, no, you two, be quiet. You've been gone for a month. You've been gone for a month.
Hey, I only tied how many times you've missed a race, okay?
We're still waiting on Oracle to get in. He just sent me a message. Maybe he's having... don't think Xbox invites are getting through.
I got it.
I invited him just now. I know party invites have been all over the place. There he goes.
There we go.
Make sure everybody has their audio connected and have the audio checkbox marked off.
All good.
Alright, so we're going to be going in finishing order here of the drivers that we invited. We've invited 5 people, not the top 5, but we have invited 5. The top 3 plus 2 playoff drivers. The 2 playoff drivers being out of order here are Kart Racer and MVP. And
That's Mr. Wall to you.
Mr. Wall, yes, okay. We'll say that's his new nickname.
Like that.
I vote we change his username in the Discord to Mr. Wall. All in favor, say aye.
No.
Nay.
Now.
Denied.
Oh.
Alright, now let's get this back going. MVP, you knew why we sent you an invite.
Yes.
What happened?
Just defending the lead in a late block. It happens.
Well, we
But,
know that happened. How do you get 20 feet off the track?
How did I get
That was
20
not 20 feet. That was like 60 feet off the track and just stuck in
Oh,
the wall.
So after my incident, I tried hopping on pit road. Never actually took me to pit road, so I could drive through pit road. And then once I exited pit road, it said I was in pit road, and I was glitched. I didn't
What?
get it. So
Oh my god.
I hope it pit. What? Pit. Yeah. I give up.
yeah,
Pit road
my
is not
God.
turn 2.
yeah, that tell Forza that.
Was that your penalty for hitting pit road as your new pit stops turn 2? I didn't know that was the penalty we had.
I didn't realize that was either. But
Penalty. Your pit stop is now turn 2. Have a nice day.
yep. But all in all, I had a fast car. Lucas
Yeah?
Oil machine just
When it
yeah,
wasn't hitting a wall.
yeah. Okay.
No, overall, okay, AK, settle down here a little bit. Overall, leading up to that point, you were having a good race. You were being very aggressive around Vanquish, so that you could hold that spot. But this didn't quite turn out once that incident actually happened. So I would say very bad luck for round 1 of the playoffs. Yeah.
But I do go back to Watkins Glen, which fan obviously racing last night with you. You already know.
Mhm.
I'm still pretty confident with that.
Yeah, you're still pretty confident. A lot of races to go. I mean, it's for a big glitch to happen that costed you this race to happen. At least race 1. Be
Good.
happy about that.
Good thing those playoff points actually come in handy.
I thought not paying
So-
attention was Reno's track coming
so-
today.
All right, so good luck to you. Hopefully your game doesn't glitch out on you for the remaining races this season, and good luck to you next week.
Thank you very much.
Now we move on to driver who just finished round off in the top 5, Kart Racer. Kart, you were being very defensive in your positioning because you found yourself in good positions. You were leading there in the early half of the race. There at the end, you found yourself in the top 3 somehow almost every restart. So, do you think the top 5 is a good accomplishment for you tonight?
With how fast I was, no.
Okay.
Just, I don't know. I'm not very happy with the driver because it kind of ruined both of our races. I know he finished 12th. So, yeah, I had a really fast car. I felt like I could have contended with Oracle at the end for second, but if MVP didn't hit the wall like he did, I definitely would have gotten a third or a fourth. But all in all, I'm fairly happy with where I am, but I'm also barely not. So I think that's a logical statement there.
Well, you still had a good running and had some strong points there in that race. So, for sure, you know how to keep your momentum up here at this next 3 races leading up to the championship. So, good luck on you for the rest of your season. And you really had some good strong points tonight. Could we potentially see a 3rd championship?
I'm hoping. I'm definitely hoping.
Hoping for it.
Every year that I've contended, I've always been in the top 4. So we're gonna have
Well,
to
you
find
needed to
out.
be top 4 to be in the championship card.
Well, that's why I said I'm
I
always
mean, I
top
was
4.
gonna say it, but I definitely thought it.
And think all you want. All I know is I'm getting in this top 4.
Think all you want. I'm still winning
Well,
the
like, hey,
championships.
Not every time I've won, but every time I've competed full time, I've always made it.
Mhm.
So I think,
Well,
like I said,
good luck
fair
to
statement.
you. Good luck to you. That ran the best race that you could in the scenario that you put in for tonight. So, yeah,
Thank you.
just best of luck. Now, AK, you can take over for D-Dog and Oracle.
Okie dokie. Well, D-Dog, it seemed like you were about all over the place due to cautions and wrecks and pit stops. But obviously, near the end there, you were actually looking pretty good there, battling with a lot of the playoff drivers. joining that big group from 9th to 5th about midway through the race. It seems like he had a fairly fast car today. Would you agree with that?
Well, definitely was fast in practice and qualifying. Kind of wanted to see how the race started out to kind of play strategy off of that. Was down early due to some contact with off-road, and then stayed down because of the contact with Cam. Kind of set me back, lap down towards the back, and then luckily call came in late and was able to time my last pit stop just before that, so we were able to get back not only on the lead back, but into lead pack, but also back into the lead pack as well, and just kind of raced it from there. Feel bad for off-road because the incident between me and Cam on that last restart's kind of problem caused him to get wrecked out of there. But wasn't intentional. I did want to get back at Cam, but that was not the time, and I think he just broke a little too early. And I thought I was braking early too, and I guess I didn't. But all in all, still got most of us Shift Motorsports guys in the top half of the race there, so good for all of us in the playoffs, and we'll kind of see how Watkins Glen goes.
Yeah, obviously playoffs is a big thing that I'm sure you're looking at. Obviously you are in, but that's a tie with you and Reno. The fact that you're in, so obviously you're wanting to obviously get a couple more points. And obviously the third place today is definitely going to help your situation. I mean, what do you think the keys to today were? Because obviously you didn't start off great, but as the race went on, it seems like you figured out the track and figured out what everyone was going to do, which obviously managed for you to get a top 3 in the race today.
I think the biggest thing was just not getting overwhelmed and just staying smooth. I didn't let that happen. I didn't do that when I was stuck in the back. I was trying to rush through the race, and that kind of slowed me down because I was fighting too hard. So once I backed back down and kind of just not necessarily went on a Sunday drive, taking it easy, but once I started focusing on consistency, that's when I kind of got back into that front pack and was able to start passing guys. And then I've always prided myself with being good, even when I'm stuck on the outside lane. So every now and then I'd get a dive bomb into 1 or 3, and I was still able to manage with that and make passes that way.
Well, obviously it was a good showing for you today, and it's obviously going to help you in the playoffs and point standings wise. So obviously congratulations on that, and congratulations on the top 3 today. And of course, good luck coming into Watkins next week.
Thank you. Definitely want to get Reinhardt Wiffle Ball up into the podium there with the sponsored race this weekend, and then Touch Sport, All-Star 15, Drinking Bros podcast, Wheel to Wheel podcast, all the guys in the car.
Now we'll move on to second place with Oracle. Obviously, Oracle, a great drive for you today. You seemed like you were doing really well today. I don't think you dropped too much out of the top 5 all day. You seemed to be fairly consistent as well, even being able to challenge people like MVP, Cart, and D-Dog. Would you say you had a fast car today?
Oh yeah, I definitely did. I was really not expecting the speed. Obviously, this is probably my least favorite track in this whole schedule overall, but I guess I showed up when I needed to, and of course, luck shined the lights on me, and I ended up finishing second with some errors and issues, but like Daytona, it happens. Can't control it sometimes. But
obviously, points-wise, you are on the outside looking in 6th place. But obviously, the person just ahead of you, Reno, obviously you did go get 5 positions better than him. So obviously, at least looking good position-wise, being only 2 points behind Reno in the standings. Hopefully, this will help you out today. I mean, obviously, like we said with D-Dog, every point matters, and it seemed like you did. Like we said, you had a good showing today. What do you think were the keys to this track today?
just smooth driving and not over throttling it into the corners. I mean, when you exit, you want to keep the car as straight and as smooth as possible, so you're not running into anybody. I mean, and it's just running your good strategies and everything. Not making mistakes.
Yeah, obviously coming into Watkins, you've placed fairly well there last week, and with the point standings being how they are, it looks like you should be able to take over Reno today. Obviously, you did at least gain a little bit of points on D-Dog. I mean, how do you feel after tonight, points-wise?
I feel great. I know I can definitely do a lot better. I mean, we have 3, 4 races left until the final 4 starts. So yeah, just gotta practice and be ready for the next race, and keep my mind on the next race. Not worry about any other thing besides the next race.
Well, congratulations on the second place tonight. Obviously,
Yep.
will help you out dramatically in the point standings coming into next week. And good luck coming into next week at Watkins.
Yeah. Yep.
And back to you for Vanquish.
All right, Vanquish. You've seen yourself in this position many times this season. You actually won the last time we were here at Road America, but very different layout. Explain your race overall. I know you probably had no pit strategy, so you're just probably going with the flow for most of that race. But explain the differences here and how fighting your way through the field here compared to this layout in comparison to the full layout of Road America.
Yeah, it's way harder because like there's only 4 turns and they're pretty much just break and turn. It's not really too complicated, but it was very hard to pass. I pitted early at the beginning to see how hard it was to pass, and yeah, it's very hard to pass. I had a pretty good race though, pretty smooth.
Yeah, pretty smooth overall to you. Didn't look like you get caught up on many incidents, but there was one major wreck that happened early on in the race that, getting closer towards the halfway point, that it scattered a lot of lap traffic around here. So, for sure, was that a factor in making sure who you needed to catch up to and how you're going to create separation between you and another driver?
Yeah, I was worried. The good thing was everybody was paying pretty good attention, the lap cars were, so they were getting out of the way and just keeping it good, like keeping it clean. It was pretty good overall though. Not too bad.
All right, and already you were somebody that didn't need that many points. You already had, with your playoff points transferring over, a big lead going into this race. So obviously you winning here, that's going to set you even further ahead. So what's the confidence looking like for you for the rest of these playoffs?
It's looking pretty good. Every race is turning out like I want them to, and the MVP crashed, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, on that, we saw you attempt to try and help him at one point. You were pacing, you pulled off, you tried to help him, but he was stuck.
Yeah, he had the pit glitch where it won't let him drive, like back up, I mean. So I had to try to push him off the wall, but it didn't work. And then later in the race, it started trying to reverse him, so I couldn't stop in the middle of the race to help him. So, yeah.
So, unfortunate scenario for him, but very fortunate scenario for you. You win tonight here at Road America, so good luck to you on the rest of the races moving forward.
Thank you.
And now here we do have official, updated unofficial standings for the points. Vanquish with 2,095, Oracle in second with 2,057, D-Dog in third with 2,055, Kart Racer in fourth, 2,054, MVP with his incident and bad luck, dropping him all the way back to the fifth position at 2,052, so 2-point separation at the cut line. Reno is in sixth in 2,048, Panda in seventh in 2,043, Culture in 8th in 2040, and then Off-Road rounding off the 9th spot at 2031. So those obviously unofficial point standings. Don't know if any penalties and clips will be sent in for review. I'm sure with the first round of the playoffs, a lot of drivers getting antsy and making sure that people are not messing up. So we for sure might get some clips to review, and we'll see if that jumbles up the point standings a little bit. But overall, AK, we had you back for this race, and as always, it's always great to have you.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Great to have you.
It's always fun being here. The racing is always so great here. It's always so enjoyable to watch and so entertaining to watch. Wherever you look, most of the time, there's at least something going on track. Whether it be 2 cars battling, 3 cars battling, somebody spinning, wrecking. There's always something to watch, so it's always enjoyable to be up here in the booth.
Yep, and based off of what we were seeing tonight, no different. Aggressive blocking, round one of the playoffs, and like we said earlier, based off of the racing that we've seen in years past and in seasons past of how drivers will race once we actually get in that playoff position, now there is no more time. Sometimes earlier in the seasons, you like, I have time to make up any positions or points that I can. Nope. Now it's go time for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, and it'll be like that, and it'll escalate more we go into the playoffs. The deeper we go into the playoffs, there'll be more of an urgency to get every position right off the gate. So it should be some really fun and aggressive driving coming the next couple of weeks leading up to Indy.
Yeah, it should be great there. Hopefully, AK, you can still be with us for the remainder of the season, because we're going to be back in full swing. It's going to be the playoffs, going to be everything to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about on this week's episode of the Wheel to Wheel podcast. We'll get updated there to see on who we're going to have as guests, if we're even going to have guests, for this week's episode. So, all in all, should be very interesting. And hopefully, you don't miss anything further for the rest of the year.
Should be on.
Hey.
I guess I'm a guess at this point.
Well. There you see the event results on your screen. Obviously, we will have full top 10 updated for you on the Instagram page. Make sure to follow us there. A big thank you to the Reinhardt Wiffle Ball Club for putting their name and sponsoring this race. And make sure to go give them a follow on their Instagram page, because their playoffs are going to be starting real soon. So big shout out to them tonight. And that will wrap up tonight's broadcast here from Road America. Join us along next weekend for the round 2 of the XRS Cup Series playoffs. We will be racing at Watkins Glen. And Watkins Glen, it's a fan favorite. It's a Triple Crown event. So obviously, stakes going to be a lot higher as we go. I'm Fan2403. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.